So you're interested in getting a handle on how marital separation or divorce really affects kids' mental well-being.
Yeah, it's a really important topic.
It absolutely is. And
Yeah.
that's exactly what we're diving into today. We've got this source, Children, Divorce, and Mental Well-being.
Hmm.
Our goal here is basically to pull out the key takeaways, maybe some of the challenges it points to.
Right. Give you the essence without you needing to sift through everything yourself.
Exactly. So this text, it seems to explore the effects, but also maybe strategies for support.
That's right. What jumps out immediately is how it seems to focus on the actual experience of the children. You know?
Oh, interesting. So less theoretical, more about what they go through.
Yeah, it kind of moves past just like general societal views. It looks at this specific psychological stuff, the emotional shifts they might experience.
Okay, that makes sense. The text seems to work from the idea that kids aren't just sort of watching from the sidelines. Their own world is directly impacted.
Precisely. They're active participants in the whole process, emotionally speaking.
Okay, so let's unpack some of that. What kind of mental well-being impacts does the source really dig into? Any specifics?
Well, it seems to point to quite a range. For instance, it probably talks about kids showing more emotional reactivity.
Reactivity, like getting upset more easily.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe becoming more irritable or perhaps more anxious than usual. It also likely touches on maybe difficulties in managing their emotions.
Ah, regulation.
Right, and that could look different depending on the child, their age, their personality.
That definitely resonates, and we often see behavior changes linked to that, don't we? Is that something the source covers?
Oh, absolutely. I'd expect the source to detail various behavioral shifts.
Such as?
Things like maybe withdrawing from activities they used to love, or perhaps becoming extra clingy,
Hmm.
or even the opposite, acting out, at school, maybe at home.
Right, it's like their way of communicating distress when they don't have the words.
That's often a big part of it, yeah. Especially for younger kids who can't quite articulate complex feelings like loss or confusion.
That's really interesting. So it's clearly more complex than just kids feeling sad. Now, does the source give any hints about how these challenges might look different for different age groups?
It almost certainly would. That's a key factor.
How so?
Well, think about really young children. They might struggle just to understand that the separation is, like, permanent.
Okay. Leading to maybe feelings of abandonment? Is that the idea?
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
Whereas older kids, teenagers perhaps, they might get caught up more in things like loyalty conflicts or worry about what the family looks like going forward.
Ah, okay. Different developmental stages, different anxieties.
Exactly. The source likely unpacks some of those developmental nuances.
Okay, so understanding those different reactions is pretty crucial. Now, the title mentions well-being. Does the text go beyond just outlining the problems? Does it offer any solutions, strategies for support?
Yes, you'd expect a resource like this to do that. It wouldn't just list the difficulties.
Right.
It would probably get into strategies for helping kids build resilience through it all.
Resilience. Okay, like what kind of strategies?
Could be things like the importance of keeping routines as stable as possible.
Consistency?
Yeah, consistency, and maybe open communication between the parents, where that's feasible and healthy.
Right, right.
And also the role of other supportive adults, grandparents, teachers, maybe close family friends.
Got it. So what does this all boil down to for you, the listener? This deep dive into children, divorce, and mental well-being. It gives a focused look at how much these big family changes can, well, impact a child's mental state.
Yeah, it looks at specific emotional responses, behavioral ones too.
And crucially, it doesn't just stop there.
No, and this is important. It likely offers a way to understand why these impacts happen and suggests, proactive steps, ways to support kids through it, not just sort of acknowledge it's tough.
Exactly. The fact that it probably includes strategies is key, isn't it? It kind of shifts the focus. It becomes about actionable things we can actually do to help protect a child's mental health during a really challenging period.
It really does.
Yeah.
And it makes you think, too, about the things that maybe aren't so obvious.
How do you mean?
Well, given that every child experiences and processes change so differently, you have to wonder, what are some of those subtle individual factors that might really influence their well-being during a family transition?
Like things beyond just age or the parents' communication.
Yeah, maybe things like a child's own specific coping style, or perhaps the strength of their connection with extended family members, or even their friendship groups. Stuff like that could play a really significant role. It's definitely something worth mulling over.